Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to understand a in-depth difference between Microsoft Agent Framework and the Foundry Agent Service. So I have been hearing a lot of confusion across these two tools, which tool to use and what is the benefit of using these tools. So as both the tools are from the Microsoft, that's where people usually gets confused. What is the basic difference between these two and when we should go for which tool? So today I'll make sure that that particular confusion is cleared out from your mind and by end of this particular video, you will be in confident state to pick a framework based on your requirement. So without wasting time, let's straight jump onto it. Before going into that, first let's understand why just building an agent is not enough. In the production grade system, whenever you are working for an enterprise, it always necessary for you to focus on a CI/CD automation and deployments, because whenever you are building any agent in the real-time enterprises, it becomes very much important for you to understand whatever things that you are building, whether it is deployable or not, and if it is deployable, how you can automate that deployment. And obviously, the continuous integration and continuous deployment is the a very good framework that is available in order to make your deployments automated. And that is where whenever you are building your agents in the enterprises, you need to think from this perspective as well. And that's where in real industries, only building agent is not enough. Let's say, take an example. If you have built a research agent which is only doing the research, which is doing the research and gaining a insightful information out of that research, right? Now only doing that is not enough. How you can make it productionable, how end users can use that particular agent, that is what is more important, and you need to think from that perspective whenever you are building any kind of agent. Also, the real-time system integrations, meaning whenever you are building a agent, it's not that your agent is working in isolation environment. You want your agent to connect to your enterprise's tools, you want your agent to connect to your custom APIs and custom databases. Because if you have built any agent and it is not interacting with your enterprise tools, then it is of no use, right? If it is doing the task in isolation, then it doesn't make sense and it is not helpful in the industries. What industries are looking forward now is how your agent can communicate to my custom database, how it can access the data, connecting to my database and then generating the insight out of that. How the agent is going to help me by integrating it with my custom tools in the sense how, let's say for example, your agent can integrate with my Microsoft Teams, how it can integrate with my emails, and that's how it can help me optimize my task. It can help me improve my efficiency in the work. That is what the enterprises are looking for. Then next one is the multi-agent orchestration. Sometimes the organization definitely they want multiple agents to work for you. Single agent is not enough in order to perform a complex task, and that's where the requirement of multi-agent orchestration is there. Then monitoring and debugging and observability. Now this line is very powerful. Once you, let's say, build your agent, right, the next demand that you will receive from the business is that, okay, now you have the agent ready, now I want to monitor that particular agent. I want to understand how many users are using that particular agent or any application, how exactly I can debug that particular application, how exactly we can observe the things that are going around the agent, how many success responses it is generating, how many times it is failing, how many times it is generating the bad response, how we can evaluate the model. All those things comes into the picture once you deploy your application into the production. And that is where only building an agent is not necessary or not helpful in the organization. You need to think beyond that, and that is where if you are thinking from that perspective, you're going to shine in front of other developers or other data scientists in your organization. That's where you need to build that mindset. You need to build the mindset to build the production ready and reliable solutions. So in reality, most framework help you build the agents. So there are a lot many frameworks available in the market which can help you build the agentic AI application, but only building the agentic application is not sufficient. You need to think from these perspective, how you can scale your application, how you can deploy it, how you can observe the application post deployment, and how you can automate the deployment as well. And that is where the production needs a full system around that, not only the agent, but how you can build the system around that, how you can make sure that your application is connecting to the other enterprise tool, how you can automate the deployment process, how it is going to help your industry. That is what the reality is in the market for the agentic frameworks. And that is the vision. The AI agent should be code defined, testable, deployable, and composable. Very strong line, guys. The agent should be code defined, meaning you should be able to create your agents through code. You can create the agents through UI, that is fine, but at the end what matters is whenever you want to automate the workflow, you need to write a lot of codes, and that is where your agent should be defined through code. You should be able to manage the agent configuration through code. You should be able to connect the different tools through code. That is where whenever you are building a agent, you need to select a framework which provides you the feasibility to generate your agent through code. Then the agent should be testable, they should be deployable. Once you build the agent, it should be easily testable. You should be able to write the test cases around that particular agent. You should be able to monitor the performance of that particular agent. You should be able to easily deploy that particular agent, and it should be composable, meaning you should be able to consume that particular agent across your another enterprises tool. You should be able to easily connect that agent and gain the insights out of that. So that is the vision while whenever you are building the agent. So keep these points in mind whenever, let's say, if you are working for industry, then this becomes very much important information whenever you are selecting agent framework. Because whenever you are working in industry, your manager may assign you the responsibility that, okay, this is the task we want to perform and we want to use a agentic AI application. Then as a data scientist, as a AI engineer, you need to think from these perspective for your project, so that you should not select a wrong tool whenever you are deploying the application or whenever you are building the application. So beforehand itself, you should do these research, and that's how it will help you in the longer run. Then let's understand the differences between these two tools now. As we have gained the understanding, why do we need to think from the production grade perspective? What is the requirement for the organization? Then let's understand these two and which one we should go for whenever you are building a production grade system. So Microsoft Agent Framework and Agent AI Foundry both are built by the Microsoft. First one is the DIY approach. Everything you need to do by yourself, right? And all the components that you are building around the agent, you need to build that by yourself. You need to assemble that by yourself. But when it comes to the agent founder service, then it is a fully managed agent platform. Fully managed in the sense it is managed by the Microsoft. Now, managed in the sense, once you build the agent health, the agent evaluation, agent monitoring, everything is managed by the Azure Foundry portal. And that is where it becomes very important that this particular MA framework, right, it is good for your POC kind of stuff. But when you are switching to the building a production grade application, then Agent Foundry system helps you build a agent that is fully managed by the agent platform, and you don't want that overhead of managing everything at the in the production system. Because once the application is deployed, right, it becomes uh, a burden on the developer to keep monitoring that particular application or managing that application, and nobody wants that in the production, right, or in the organization. Because once the application is deployed, what the organization wants you to work on new project instead of relying you or staying you in the same project, right? But it doesn't mean that Microsoft Agent Framework is not helpful in building the production grade system. It is helpful. You need to build that. You need to put a lot of effort in building the customized agents. So as you can see, MEF is where you can build orchestration, integrations, and execution. Everything is manually you need to handle. As I mentioned, right, you can build a good agentic AI application with MEF. Even I have done that on my YouTube channel. You can see I have built a real-time applications, end-to-end projects with the help of MEF, and it is very good tool. Trust me, no doubt in that. But it requires a lot of effort, and post the agent creation, you need to put a lot of efforts in managing that particular agent, and that is where the enterprise grade feature comes into the picture from the agent founder service, which manages that particular all the overhead on behalf of you. Then high flexibility but high engineering effort. Obviously on EMAF, it provides high flexibility because you can tweak your agent based on your requirement, but there is high engineering efforts required. And that's where whenever this new POC comes in, data scientist or a engineer mostly focuses on EMAF, so that it gives you the more flexibility. They can tweak the agent as per their requirement. But when it comes to the deployment or production grade system, right, production grade system, right, then people think from the agent foundry perspective, because it provides native support for multi-agent frameworks as well. You can build a multi-agent framework on EMAP as well, but again, engineering efforts are a lot of in that particular case. Then the MAF is best suited for experimentation and custom workflows, as I mentioned, right? Whenever you want to do any experimentation, if you are new, if the project is new and it is in the POC phase, then definitely you need to perform a lot of experimentation. In those cases, MAF is well and good. But once your agent is done, right? Once you know that, okay, this is what my agent is supposed to do, this is how the prompt should be, then you can go ahead and build a uh, agent in the agent foundry service, because it provides first class tooling for deployment and operation. Like your agent can easily connect to the multiple agents on the agent foundry service on your Microsoft Agent Framework, you need to write a lot of APIs in order to make that, in order to achieve that. But on Agent Foundry service, it is very much easy. On the agent, you can easily add another agent as a tool. You can connect multiple, for example, external tools, like you can connect the Azure AI Search, which is a vector store, to the agent. You can add new knowledge bases from SharePoint, from Microsoft Fabric. Everything we can easily integrate with the help of Agent Foundry service. But when it comes to the MEF, you can do that, but it requires a lot of engineering effort again. And that's the key difference. MEF is a agent runtime. Whenever you are doing any runtime operations, go ahead with the MEF. You can do that. You can play with that. But whenever it comes to the full-fledged application AI platform, always focus on the Agent Foundry, because it just not for the runtime. It is for the production grade systems. And as I mentioned, right, enterprises tools, you can easily connect to that enterprises tool. Once you build the agent on the Agent Foundry service, you can easily connect that to your Microsoft Copilot. You can easily connect that to your Microsoft Fabric. You can easily connect that to your Microsoft Teams, right? Then let's understand what happens in the real production systems. So in the real production systems, right, why I am focusing on the Agent Foundry service over Microsoft Agent Framework in those cases, because the there are three agents that we can build in the Agent Foundry service. First one is the prompt agents. Let's say if you want to do any rapid prototyping, you can go ahead with the prompt agents, where you can open these particular agents into the playground. You can quickly test that. You can connect the another knowledge bases, let's say CSV or a SharePoint, and that's how you can quickly test it, and no code is required for that. Workflow agents, whenever you want to build a multi-step orchestration, whenever you want one agent to connect to another agents or talk to multiple agents and then accomplish a task, then workflow agents are helpful on the Foundry. Then comes the hosted agent, which gives you full control. You can create these agents through Agent Foundry SDK. Through code, you can connect to your Foundry services. You can connect those agents. You can manage the agents. You can plug in multiple tools. You can connect to external services as well. And that's where the hosted agents comes handy from the Microsoft Agent Framework. Sorry, from the Agent Foundry service. And this is the evaluation path which is followed in the organization. Prototype. First, you build the prototype, then you orchestrate it. You actually test the agents, how exactly they works, and then you go for the production ready system. So the last thing that let's cover is why companies choose Foundry now. Because this particular video is not only focusing on the differences, but it is also focusing on what you should choose for the production grade system. So as the Agent Foundry is a fully managed hosting, that's where no infra headache. You need to manage everything once you deploy the application, once you deploy the agent, right? Then everything is managed by the Foundry. Also, monitoring, evaluation, everything is, all the services are provided by the Foundry service. You just need to use those services. Built-in orchestration, obviously, it supports the multi-agent and branching strategies where you can connect to multiple agents. Then secure and compliant, obviously, to the agents, right? You can connect through RBAC or identity. This is very much important point. I should have captured this in the first slide itself, because whenever you are connecting to your agent, right, sometimes you don't want any external users to connect to your or access your agent. You want a role-based access control. If you have right role, then only you should be able to access that agent. Those permissions are lacking on the Microsoft Agent Framework, because on Microsoft Agent Framework you can build a, let's say, fast API application, and then once you deploy that application, anyone who has access to that application with a valid token, they can go ahead and access that particular agent. But if you want a role-based access control as well, right? If you want only a, let's say, AI developer to access that particular agent, then this is where the security and compliance comes into the picture. And with the help of managed identity, with the help of role-based access control, you can control the access to that particular agent. Then scalable and reliable, obviously, with the help of Foundry, you can build a containerized based agent which you can easily deploy, and also you can manage those agents easily. And you can scale those agents easily with the help of Foundry service. So that is where the industry insight is. Like, agent framework is built for prototyping, but it is not restricted. I'm telling you, even I have built the industry ready framework with the help of Microsoft Agent Framework. We can do that. You can wrap that around a let's say any Python framework like fast API, and then you can deploy it. It just, there is a lot of overhead. But when it comes to the Agent Foundry, it is specifically built for production grade system, and that is where Microsoft, right, they have come up with these two beautiful frameworks for us. First one is letting you do, or letting you experiment the stuff, and second one is helping you to build enterprise level production ready systems. So yeah, I hope I tried to clear all your confusions related to these two frameworks, as well as how the agentic AI framework is built in the production grade environments. So yeah, if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. And if you are interested in understanding more on how exactly this agentic AI framework works in the real production environment, please feel free to let me know, and I'll try to cover that in the upcoming sessions. So yeah, I hope this was helpful for you. And if you're interested in more such videos, if you like this particular video, please like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share it with your friends. And if you're interested in more such video, please do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much, and see you soon in the next video. Thank you.